Buff Nation, what's going on with you? All my BWBs, I hope you are doing well. Guys, it is game day. Colorado plays Arizona. Eastern time, 4 p.m. is the game start time. And I ain't going to do no live stream reactions or anything today. So I wanted to drop this off for you guys. I wanted to give you 5 things that you should look for when you are watching this Arizona game. Let's not waste no time. Let's get into it right after the intro. Hey, Shador, tell them who we all around here.
BWB. Bandwagon Buffs.
That's right. It's your man's Harry Billion. Please do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. All right, family, I got to go ahead and get into this video real quick. So that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. All right, guys, so welcome back. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. You know that. Salute to the Buffaloes Wired at usatoday.com for putting this together. Let's look at 5 things we need to watch out for during this Arizona game. Let's go. And if I sound a little grouchy, guys, maybe I was celebrating a little hard when I passed my final exam. You feel me? Maybe I was celebrating just a little too hard, okay? So excuse my grouchy voice, but we got to get the show on the road. Let's go. The Colorado Buffaloes, they're 4-2, 2-1 in the Big 12, are looking to bounce back from Saturday's roller coaster of a loss to Kansas State, venturing to Tucson for a bout with the Arizona Wildcats 3-3, and they are 1-2 in the Big 12 this upcoming weekend. The Wildcats have lost 3 of their last 4 games, most recently to the surging BYU, and yes, BYU Cougars. They actually beat OSU last night in a thriller, boy. OSU had the ball, OSU scored, and then left a minute and 30-something seconds. I think it's a minute and 32 seconds on the clock. Boy, it was a 4-point game. They had to score. They could not kick a field goal. BYU came all the way back, took the ball down the field, and scored. Man, it was a heart-wrenching loss, OSU. They really needed that one to break that undefeated streak of the BYU Cougars. But anyway, let's keep it moving. They're surging BYU Cougars by a score of 41-19. This game could be viewed as a must-win for the Buffs, as a victory would eclipse their win total of last season and continue their hunt for a Big 12 title. Additionally, CU may be looking to avenge last season's heartbreaking loss to Arizona at Folsom Field. The Wildcats converted a game-winning field goal as time expired, dimming the lights on senior day while putting the Buff season into further collapse. Here are 5 things to know about the Arizona Wildcats. Right there on your screen, guys, that is Noah Fifita, number 11 for the Arizona Wildcats. Sophomore slump under center. Arizona quarterback Noah Fifita broke onto the scene as a redshirt freshman last season, leading the Wildcats to a 10-3 record and a win, overpowering the Oklahoma Sooners in the Alamo Bowl. This season, however, has been a notable regression across the board for the signal caller. Fifita has 8 touchdown passes to 9 interceptions after a 25-6 ratio in 2023, along with a significant drop in completion percentage, 72.4% to 58.9%. The 5'10" native of Huntington Beach, California, is coming off of arguably the worst 2-game span of his career, tossing 5 interceptions to just 1 touchdown in back-to-back defeats against Texas Tech and BYU. Let's make this note. Texas Tech and BYU are formidable foes, guys. These guys can play some football. They're coached well. They have a really good team. They can run the ball, and they will run the ball down your throat. They will keep running the ball. I believe BYU, at a specific point in that, either the 3rd quarter or the 4th quarter against OSU, they only ran the ball. It was like they refused to throw the ball, and they were so successful on the ground. So thank God we do not play BYU, but we do play Texas. I'm yet to catch a full Texas Tech game. I'm going to do that real soon. BYU is a problem, but keep in mind also, yes, they took an L with Texas Tech, which is a good team, and BYU, which is also a good team. It does not mean that Colorado is going to have the same success. We talked about this on the live yesterday. Fifita can sling that rock, okay? I believe that Colorado will come out victorious in a shootout. Colorado's secondary on defense is way better. I believe has the edge than Arizona's secondary on their defense. There could be a couple of, maybe a pick 6 in there, and some returns, they don't want to go into a shootout with Colorado. If Livingston can find a way to take out some of their bigger targets, then this game could be over, hopefully in the first or second quarter. Seriously. And speaking of big targets, here's the biggest target that they have on their team. Colorado needs to be very, very careful and needs to make sure that we have a game plan for this guy right here. 1 McMillan ways to succeed through the air. While Arizona's quarterback play may be a lingering issue heading into Saturday, that hasn't been without a significant threat on the perimeter. Junior wide receiver Tetairoa McMillan has been by far the largest source of Wildcats offense through electrifying play thus far this season, racking up 42 catches for 742 yards, third in the nation, and 4 touchdown receptions through 6 games. The 6'5" wideouts play even warranted shouts for the Heisman back in week 1 when he exploded for 304 yards and a whopping 4 scores against New Mexico. While he's been kept out of the end zone since then, McMillan was a major factor in the Wildcats' win last year against the Buffs. He logged 9 catches, 107 yards, and a touchdown grab, primarily guarded by Colorado's two-way star, Travis Hunter. This is another highlight that we talked about that we addressed on TLP Live on Friday, Free for All Friday. I don't know if I want to see this matchup. We don't necessarily have to see this. Colorado has nothing to prove. Travis Hunter has nothing to prove. His fate is already sealed. He's a first rounder. He has nothing to prove, and he's coming off an injury. We ain't got to put him out there on no island with this monster of a wide receiver. The dude is 6'5". Travis is 6 foot. He's barely clearing 6 foot, maybe 6'1" on a good day. I don't want to see Travis out there being treated like he was treated coming off an injury last year at Stanford. Y'all remember number 13 on Stanford? Y'all remember that game? That's right. I don't want to see this matchup as much. If they're going to do it, limit the matchup. Travis has a shoulder injury that he's coming off of. We don't know if he's 100%. I want him out there, but I don't want him to get exposed trying to prove something. We ain't got to prove nothing. We got to win this game. This is a must-win game. We have to start winning these games because recruitment is in the limbs, okay? Recruitment is out there. We got to make sure that we are mindful of what's coming down. We got to secure a bowl game this year. We cannot go on a losing streak like we did last year. We got to start winning these games because the Big 12 is wide open. We can still get it. We only lost 1 game. I don't know that all of those undefeated teams in the Big 12 are going to stay undefeated. So if we go head-to-head with some of these guys, you know what I'm saying, we come out with just 1 loss in the Big 12 and they have 1 loss, guess what? We're still in the hunt for the Big 12 championship. So we got to win this game, and I do not want to see Travis Hunter put out there, especially when he is not 100%. For those of you who like, oh, Travis is going to be good and da-da-da-da-da-da, we understand how you feel. I know that you think everything's always going to be all right, but listen, you got to be smart. If you're trying to prove something, you can get exposed. We got to put T-Mac in the box. We got to put a spy on it, or we got to just flat out double team him. We just got to flat out double team him. Don't play around with this. This guy is dangerous. You think losing 3 games in a row is something that Colorado's just going to be able to just come in here and just take it? That's not how this works, okay? This team has gone through the gullet. They've faced a lot of good teams, and they've come away with ways to win games. Let me know what you think in the comments on that one, all right? Moving on. Different coach, similar structure. While 2023 was the most successful season for Arizona football in 25 years, that did not come without repercussions stemming from larger programs. The coach who oversaw the historic campaign, Jedd Fisch, quickly departed to become Washington Huskies' lead man, and San Jose State's Brent Brennan was tabbed as the Wildcats' next head coach. Brennan oversaw 3 bowl game appearances in his final 4 years with the Spartans, including a 7-1 record in the COVID-shortened 2020 season. Naturally, he has had his fair share of growing pains coaching a power conference football team for the first time in his career. Unlike many modern college programs after a coaching change, the Wildcats returned several core pieces, including Fifita, McMillan, and leading tackler Jacob Manu. Next thing to know about these Wildcats is going to be their strengths and inconsistencies on defense. We got to exploit that. And guess what? Having the best quarterback in college football is a really good start to exploit those inconsistencies on their defense. Manu leads a Wildcat defensive front that has had 1 strong performance this season, which came in a 23-10 win over Utah on September the 28th. Otherwise, Arizona has struggled to keep up with the many high-powered offenses of the Big 12, albeit its losses have been to 3 of the top 4 teams in the conference standings: Kansas State, Texas Tech, and BYU. The Wildcats ranked 13th in the conference in scoring defense, 26.5 points allowed per game, and are a bottom half unit against the run. But they fare around the middle of the pack in most other categories. The Buffs could take a more aggressive approach to test a unit still carving out its place in the Big 12. That's right, I need to see that. I need to see Shedeur do his thing. Our wide receivers are not 100%, so Shedor's going to have to be accurate. You can make mistakes because mistakes is a part of the game, okay? You got to learn from it. You got to move on. I believe Shedeur can do his thing, limit some of his mistakes, find his guys, do his checks downs, do everything he needs to do to make sure that he put his team in a position to win this game, because they can win this game and they can win it big and they can open this thing up wide open. All right, as long as that offensive line can protect Shedeur today, I believe some big things might happen in this game, and I'm looking forward to some big things happening in this game. All right, guys, and finally, the fifth thing that we need to know about these Wildcats: they are plagued by miscues. We have to take advantage of those miscues, just like those inconsistencies on their defense. While K-State flustered Colorado for most of Saturday, the Wildcats have made an array of costly mistakes that could be key in determining this weekend's outcome. Arizona ranks 14th in penalties, 44 penalties they've had this year. 44 penalties is a lot. They need to be more disciplined on that. It has had the second fewest offensive red zone trips in the conference, 15. Fafita's 9 interceptions rank as the most of any single quarterback in the Big 12, and a CU defense that tops the conference in the red zone and has effectively used turnovers as springboards for momentum. Could be licking its chops at Saturday's possibilities. That is correct. Look for those 5 things to happen. Colorado has a great opportunity here to win 5 games. You win 5 games, now you just need 1 more to send Peggy to a bowl game, and it's doable. The inconsistencies in their defense, they're not always disciplined. 44 penalties is a lot of penalties. It sounds like Colorado last year. Fafita's running for his life. He's 5'10". 5'10", probably 5'11" on a good day when he wakes up, you know what I'm saying, smelling that Arizona air. We got some big linemen, so all we got to do is just pressure him, put our hands up while we pressure him, all right? If we have our hands up, he can't see over everybody's hand. He's only 5'10", you understand what I'm saying? But he's quick, he's shifty, he can find his receivers, all right? He'll get outside of your raised hands, and he will find T-Mac, just like Shiloh just caught that ball right there. T-Mac catches the ball effortlessly, you feel me? Those inconsistencies, all right, and those miscues, all of those penalties, it doesn't mean that Colorado is going to take advantage of that. It doesn't mean that they're not going to learn anything. They're not going to limit those miscues. It doesn't mean that. But you also know that Colorado also has those. You know that Colorado is prone to also be undisciplined at times too. I'm sure one of their content creators is probably making a video and trying to punch holes or try to do some type of scouting for their fan base and trying to give them 5 things that you need to know about Colorado. We are not perfect. We do make mistakes, okay? We do have injuries. We're not coming in this game all clean. Our hands are dirty just as their hands are dirty as well. We do have discipline issues as well. I believe Colorado's the better team. Even though we don't have all of our wide receivers, we do have Travis Hunter coming back. We don't know if he's going to be 100%, but we do have Jimmy Horn coming back as well. Omarion Miller is out, so we understand that. We're going to be okay. Colorado has enough weapons for Shedeur for us to move that ball down the field. Even though I believe they are effective on running the ball, they don't have a K-State DJ Giddings type running back. They do have good running backs, but I don't think that they're going to be suffocating us with the run, just like K-State. We could not stop DJ Giddings, all right? He did all of his damage in 3 quarters. Now, in the 4th quarter, they started doing more passes, and then they caught us with that big one because they caught us sleeping. I don't believe that Livingston is going to be caught sleeping this time. You got to be prepared for everything. You cannot let this team lure you asleep and then hit you with something big. We got to prevent those things. If they show you something, you best believe they're either testing it, either do it again, but do it in a different formation to try to confuse you. So we have to be ready for every single thing on this game. Please enjoy the game. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be live streaming this one. Enjoy the game, guys. I believe Colorado has this one in the bag. We will eclipse our 4 games of last year and make it 5 games after this game. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it right there, and I'll see you. Get it? See you on the next video. Okay.